The government is shut down. The debt ceiling, days away. But life goes on across the nation. Tomorrow morning, we'll get up and go to work. And of course, we'll still pay our taxes. So what does it all mean to you and your wallet? With me, senior economic writer for the Wall Street Journal, Steve Moore. Steve, thanks for being with us tonight.
Hi, Judge. Great to be with you.
Steve, what do you expect to see from Wall Street tomorrow?
I'm very nervous, Judge. You know, every time we see bad news in terms of negotiations, and you know, what you've had on the show today reflects the fact that they're not getting very close, right, in terms of reaching agreement here. And by the way, Friday, remember, Judge, was a great day for the market because it looked like they were getting very close to a deal. Now this weekend, it looks like it's kind of fallen apart a little bit. So I'm very nervous about how the market's going to do the next couple of days. And as you know, the key day is coming up Thursday or Friday when we have to pass that debt ceiling. And if we don't, I don't think it's going to cause a default, but I think it could cause a very severe contraction in the stock market.
Well, you know, Steve, I was listening to Christine Lagarde, who's the managing director of the IMF today. And it was very interesting, Steve, to hear her comment about the world leaders looking at our economy and saying, you know what, if you guys, you know, lose this one, or if you do default, there's going to be an enormous ripple effect, and that the United States then loses its kind of premier status in the world. Is she right about that?
No, I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. The United States is going to come out. We're going to come out of this okay. It's just a question, Judge, of when these guys are going to start acting like adults and come to an agreement. But the United States of America is the kind of gold standard for currencies, and we are still the hub of the world economy. So whenever there's a problem around the world, people rush to buy dollars and they rush to invest in the United States. So, but does it put a little black eye on our economy? Yeah, it does. It doesn't look. It looks like we've got Barnum and Bailey circus in Washington D.C. right now. That's not good for our standing. But look, these other countries can hardly talk, right? They've got huge debt crises themselves.
And Steve, you know, you said we had a great day on Friday, and you know, economically, if a deal is reached by Thursday, what kind of financial reaction will we see then?
Oh, I think the market is just drooling for a deal here, Judge. And so I think you could see a big, big, big rally in the market if that happens. And I think this would be my advice to your viewers, Judge, who are in the market or in the bond or stock market. You know, we might see a fall. We may even see a major fall in the next couple of days. But once that deal is made, I think the economy kind of roars back to life. But look, I also believe that they're arguing about big things. I mean, let's face it, Judge. No matter where you stand, Republican, Democrat in this, the question that we have to ask is, can this great nation of ours continue to borrow $1 trillion a year without that causing a train wreck in and of itself? And my answer to that is, look, this can't go on. We have to, at some point, get serious about reducing this debt and the overspending problem in Washington.
How does all of this affect small businesses?
Negative. It's negative. You know, they want the government opened up. They want to see the kind of chaos in Washington over. But of course, small businesses also want some resolution of the Obamacare bill too. Remember, Judge, the frontline victims of that new health care law are the small businesses that would have to provide all these new health care costs. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we got out of this crisis and maybe provided some relief for the small businesses? You know, the 30-hour-a-week rule that says if you hire somebody over 30 hours a week, all these new Obamacare regulations come into effect. And as you also know, because you and I have talked about this, those employees with around 50 workers, they're very reluctant to go over 50 workers because of all these new costs.
A lot of fudging.
Small business is really right. They're getting hit from both sides here.
Of course. And Steve, all right, so tomorrow, let's assume there can be no deal. I mean, I don't know that Congress is coming back until Monday night, or the House anyway. Is this a good time to buy stocks?
Boy,
or sell them?
Well, let's not. Well, I'm not going to ask that question because people would be very ill-advised to follow my investment advice. But I am bullish on America. Look, I think we're going to get through this. Judge, I think the United States is still, if you like it, American companies, they're well-tooled to lead the world, and we got this energy boom. So there's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we shouldn't lose sight of the fact, Judge, there's a lot right in this U.S. economy.
Well, and you know
now.
what, Steve, you hit one right on the head, the energy boom.
Yep.
And it's going to be great for this country, for our independence, not having to rely on those other countries. Anyway, Steve Moore, it's always good having you on. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. And coming up, it sounds like the start of a bad joke. A dead guy walks into a courtroom, but that's exactly what happened. And get this, he walked out a dead guy, too. And don't forget to vote in tonight's Insta poll. Given their inability to resolve our nation's problems, what message do you want to send to Congress? Facebook or tweet me at Judge Jeanine.